Hey, how's it going, sexy felines? My name is M.C.I.K. or CJ. Welcome everybody back to another Warframe video. Glad you guys can make it. Today, we are here, finally. It's taken a little bit too long, I'd say, to come up with a part 2 to this. And, wow, it's been almost like 4 months. Oh my god. I apologize. I've been busy lately, and I've also been trying and thinking of something really good to do. Anyway, regardless, welcome everybody back to Honest Opinions. The show where I can talk about whatever I want to and not have to worry about the backlash in the comments because, as you guessed it, it's my opinions. Anyway, guys, a lot of you guys have been requesting me to do this video for a long time, ever since I came out with the first one, which was for Banshee. I just kind of talked about how I felt about her and, you know, gave you guys a modding for what I liked and why I liked her so much and how passionate I was about her and basically my honest opinion on her. I haven't recorded one since because I've been trying to think of something that I don't want to just talk about. I don't want to half-ass a video. I don't want to talk about something that I can't really talk about for a good 10 minutes, 20 minutes. I want to be able to talk about something that I can actually give my 2 cents on and give my opinion on. And I think I found something today that I kind of really want to talk about, actually. And it's something that you guys would not have expected. And you guys are probably like, oh god, he could have did a Warframe. He could have did one of the new Syndicate weapons. But no, he decided to do this. Today's honest opinion is going to be on the Mareloks. Ooh, dun dun dun. I bet you guys were not expecting that, unless of course, you read the thumbnail and you saw the picture. But you know, whatever. Okay, shut up. I have heard a lot of stuff about the Vacor Marelok, the Marelok itself, both of them, the Mareloks in general. We're gonna be talking about both of those today, but in general, the Marelok. This weapon it has a lot of titles and it has a lot of names. I don't know. I felt like I really wanted to talk about it and explain why I, liked it a lot or sometimes didn't. Like I said, guys, I'm going to try to keep honest opinions as fair and balanced as I possibly can. I don't want to, go over the top and be like, oh my god, I fucking love this weapon. This is the greatest thing ever. And I also don't want to be, this thing is complete shit. I want to be kind of in the middle and be neutral. So, without further ado, we're going to get started in this honest opinion. Hope you guys enjoy, and yeah, sit back, relax, and get ready to hear me talk about something for the next 10 minutes. Enjoy. Okay, where do I start with this? Okay, I'd say take me back a couple of years. I think 2 years, or actually a year ago, I think. Maybe less than, it was probably more than a year. Either way, the Marelok was one of my first secondary weapons. I had the Lato, and then I had some other weapons, and then I got the Marelok, the normal one that you get from the clan research in the Grenier Lab research. And as soon as I picked it up, I fell in love with it because it was really unique. It wasn't your typical sidearm. It wasn't your typical automatic axe stiletto. I don't know. It was really unique. It kind of felt like a rifle, but it was actually a sidearm. And I'm going to get to that in a little bit later, because that seems to be the reason why a lot of people do not actually like the Vacor Marelok or the Marelok. It has a lot of names for itself, kind of like the rifles of secondaries. And for some reason, people are not a huge fan of that. And I guess I can get that, I can understand that. Because when you want a secondary, I guess you really want something like a Prime X Stiletto, the Kunai, or the Hiku, or AK weapons like the Axe Samadhi, or the Dual Toxicus, or the Dex Furus. The list goes on. A lot of people think, whenever they're compared to the Vacor Marelok or the Marelok, I guess they think that reigns on top, which it isn't always the truth. That isn't always the fact, but I do understand that, and if you are in the comments and you're typing up a comment right now saying, f the Vacor Marelok and the Marelok, You don't have to. I get it. I know. I understand why you're not a huge fan of it. But that is surprisingly why I like the weapon so much. Alone, the firing mechanic is pretty damn nice. It flips it around. You flip it like an old Western. I mean, maybe that's why I'm a huge fan of it. I love watching old Western movies and when they flip the guns around and shit. And that's exactly what you do with the Vacor Marelok and the Marelok. And I'm a huge fan of that, especially when you reload too. It's like so badass. So instantly, anyway, get back to the story. Instantly, I fell in love with it. And especially when I look at the stats. So the stats for the actual Marelok itself, at base, 64 slash damage, puncture is 16, and impact is 80. So impact is very, very massive. So this is a great Corpus weapon. And when I started doing Corpus missions with this weapon, I was blown away. I was like, wow, this thing is really nice. Status is 30%, which is awesome. Reload is only 1.7 seconds. Magazine is fairly small, but at 6. But the good thing about this is that it does pack punch. It disperses a lot of damage, but you know, of course, only 6 shots. But still, the damage is really nice, especially when you mod it right. The fire rate's 2, and the critical chance is 15, which is pretty dang nice for a secondary. Not the best, but the best thing about this weapon is definitely the status chance. After I put some element stat mods on this thing was proccing left and right. Now, of course, comparing it to other weapons that might have more critical chance, like the Twin Gricatas, hell, even the Magnus. I mean, yeah, I guess people would think that it's not as good. But I don't know, man. Personally, I am just a huge fan of this thing. Anyway, getting back to the subject. Well, I'd say a good while ago, they came out with the syndicates. That's also when they first released the syndicate secondaries. The M.C.I.K Marelok was released with these, of course, as you know. And the stats by these got increased a ton from the original. For base damage, it has an impact of 96, which is pretty damn nice. Puncture is only 16 though, which is fairly low, so it's not going to be good against Grineer, but it does rock and roll against Corpus, like I said. Slash is 48, and they upped the status to 35. It was originally 30. With putting element stat mods in here, you can easily get this thing up to 100% with ease, and you can be proccing literally every shot. They upped the magazine to 10, which is great, and the critical chance is 20, so it does kind of come neck and neck with a couple of weapons like the Magnus when it comes to crits. Not to mention the M.C.I.K Marelok does have an awesome syndicate ability, is still Meridian proc, the blast AoE. When you're handling the Marelok, it isn't really one of those point and click and hold weapons. You really do have to aim and line your shots up very well. It is, however, I don't know how you would call this. It's an instant contact weapon. You shoot, and they are gonna hit the bullet's gonna hit them instantly. There is no flight speed. It's not like a Boltor, but still, nonetheless, you do have to be very accurate with your shots because you're not holding down. This isn't some Axe Stiletto or Dex Furus. You got to be accurate, and you also have to choose your shots wisely, seeing how you only have 6. Or in this case 10 if you're using the M.C.I.K Marelok. But really though, the reload is so fast, it's only at 1.7 seconds, almost 2. I think the big deal that everyone has with this weapon is, I think, the magazine size, and also the fact that people say it's clunky to use. I really don't feel like that's even a thing, but still, everyone can have their opinion. That's what this show's all about. So, you know, some people say it's clunky, that's up to them. Now, when building the M.C.I.K Marelok, people can sometimes say that building for criticals is very bad. That's not completely 100% false. Critical building for the M.C.I.K Marelok can be a little bit weird. It does only have 20% critical chance. You can build it for a crit build easily, but for me, in my honest opinion, I would definitely have to say building the M.C.I.K Marelok or the Marelok for status builds those are the best way to build the Mareloks. You can get the status chance up to about 98, even to 100 if you really need it. I actually have mine at 98 because I feel like it's not even necessary 100%. It's just overkill at that point. Anything past 100% as well is overkill, but it still does serve me great. Alright, I'm going to show you guys my build and what I have for the M.C.I.K Marelok. This is basically the same thing I have for the Marelok, but I added the Forma, and whenever the M.C.I.K Marelok came out, and I applied the same build for the M.C.I.K Marelok as well as the Marelok. Anyway, we are starting off with Hornet Strike. Of course, you got to have the raw damage. Barrel Diffusion, more multi-shot, basically meaning more damage. You definitely want that. Lethal Torrent, more multi-shot, and also fire rate. The fire rate is very handy, especially if you're going against infested or enemies that are really coming in fast, and there's a huge horde of them, and you want to take them out faster. Then this is great because you'll be able to spin the not even just because of the multi-shot, but also because of the fire rate. Going out with a full element build is probably the best way to do it. That and status, element, and raw damage, of course. Alright, so for the element mods, I did have to change them around just a little bit because they're a little bit messed up. But this is going to be my Corpus build. I'm going to be showing you guys only the Corpus build. You guys can, if you really want to copy this build, you're more than welcome to. This is just my personal build for the video and for what I like to run. You don't have to copy this, but if you want to, you can just change the mods out. I'm going to be showing you guys the Corpus build because I mainly run this for Corpus because it completely obliterates Corpus. It is amazing for Corpus. So we have Convulsion and Pathogen Rounds and Deep Freeze. These are going to be our main damage element mods, the one that have 90% element damage. I could have gone with more. I know. I could have gone with more of these dual stat mods to give more status, but I feel like 98 is almost at 100%. There's no need to. And if I used more of these 90% plus damage element mods, it's gonna increase damage overall a lot more than it would be if I added more 60% plus damage mods. I don't know. That's just how I felt about this. This is my honest opinion on how I feel about building, so just leave it at that, okay? So yeah, we have Pathogen Rounds, Deep Freeze, and Convulsion. These are the elements I'm using here. And as for the dual stat mods, we have Frostbite and Pistol Pestilence. These are going to be applied onto these as well to make the elements. We have Magnetic and Toxic Damage. That's the best combination for Corpus, and I don't know, this build, like I said, it does really well against it. I'm pretty proud of it. It's a 2-former build. I did put a little bit of time into this because like I said, I'm very passionate about the Vacor Marelok and the Mareloks in general, so I thought it was worth it. I could put more on, but, you know. Anyway, the Frostbite and the Deep Freeze and the Convulsion, these three are here, are going to give us Magnetic, and the Pistol Pestilence and Pathogen Rounds is going to give us our Toxic Damage. And yeah, guys, that is my build. I don't know. What do you guys think? I kind of want to hear what you guys have to say. Are you a fan of the Vacor Marelok or the Marelok, or are you kind of more on the side of running and gunning and just holding the fire button down and getting a bunch of kills? I think there's a certain point when you're playing Warframe where it is kind of nice and more enjoyable to just take your time and take your targets out one by one, and it is a little bit more satisfying. But some people could say it differently, but that is just my opinion, my honest opinion, and that is what the show is all about. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Leave in the comments what something else you guys are going to do in Warframe, or something else for the next honest opinions. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. What are your guys' thoughts on the Vacor Marelok or the Marelok? I also would love to hear that as well. My name is M.C.I.K. Subscribe today, join the Feline pack, and I will see you guys for the next video. Have an awesome day and night. Stay sexy and peace out. Oh, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, dude? Hey, how's it going? Can I fucking do that and slice you? Ooh! See, I'm not total cancer in this game. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, it's Harambe.